Welcome to Melanated Magic TV. I am your host, Jessica X, and today I am coming to you with an update of a story. I have a few articles. Story came out about 3 days ago. I was trying to wait to see if anything else came out before I went ahead and did this story, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. This article comes out of WJBF. Coroner on the scene of possible remains found in Augusta. The coroner's office is investigating the death of a person found in a shallow grave behind a home on the 3600 block of Meadow Lark Drive. The coroner's report: the body has been in the grave for several days. The body has not been identified. An autopsy will be performed at the GBI lab. No information is available at this time. So I'm going to go ahead and move over to this next article. Give me one quick second. Arrest is made in South Augusta. Murder. Co-worker mourns loss. An arrest has been made in Richmond County murder case. John Irwin Daniels was arrested Tuesday, September 10th in the shooting death of John Jones on August 28th. Police says it happened on Meadowlark Road. Police say, yesterday police were at the home on the street where they found the body in a shallow grave. The coroner says the coroner said they are still waiting to make a positive ID on the body. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and move on to my next article. And unfortunately, this is an update to a missing person story I did, and it's not well. It's not looking good. Well, it's not good at all. Augusta restaurant remembers longtime employee found dead in shallow grave. This article comes out of WRDW.com. An Augusta man was found buried in a shallow grave on Tuesday after being shot execution style. According to the Richmond County deputies, John Jones, 55, went missing August 31st, deputies say. The Richmond County Sheriff's Office has charged John Irwin Daniels with murder in his case. Deputies discovered the body behind a home on Meadowlark Road. John Jones worked at Villa Europa for a total of 20 years, and his co-worker says he was like family. So I'm going to skip around a little bit because I just want to make sure I get the most important details of this. So, his co-workers basically said that he didn't show up to work and they knew something was up, and that Saturday on the 31st, someone dropped him off at a house on Meadowlark Road, and so they called the police and took the police to this house, and that's how he was discovered. So I'm finna go ahead and move on to another article. Yeah, this is my third article. Two homicides, two suspicious deaths in less than 2 days in Augusta. So this article is a little lengthy, so I will be attaching all three of these articles so that if you would like to go through them and read everything, you can. So let me get to it. There were 4 deaths uncovered in Augusta in about 24-hour time span. 2 of these cases are listed as homicide. The other 2 deaths are labeled suspicious, while the coroner waits for an autopsy result. Here how the event happened. On Tuesday evening, investigators uncovered the body of 59-year-old Kenneth Downey. His body was in a ditch outside the Trinity Manor apartment complex on Barton Chapel Road. That incident reports says Downey was stabbed. That incident report says Downey suffered a stab wound. The document does not list a suspect. And for that one, which this is unfortunate, but I've actually saw that video, like the actual video of them finding him, which I will not be sharing that or attaching that at all. So let me go ahead and finish. Also, on Tuesday evening, investigators responded to a home on the 3600 block of Meadow Lark Road. They found a body buried in a shallow grave behind the house, and it has been sent to the GBI crime lab for official identification. An arrest warrant lists John Daniels as the murder suspect for an incident that happened at 3634 Meadow Lark Road. John Jones is listed as the victim. The document says Daniels shot Jones in the back of the head. Daniels is a convicted felon and is now back behind bars, thank God. On Wednesday evening, 72-year-old Sarah Douglas and 61-year-old Patrick Bernhard were found dead at the Magnolia apartment complex on Vanderbilt Road. The coroner says Douglas and was in her apartment, and Barnett was in his unit, which is in another building. The coroner also says the two knew each other, but it is unclear at the time how or if their deaths are connected. Autopsies are in the works to determine how they died. Richmond County Coroner Mark Bowen says there are plenty of days in which he responds to multiple calls in 911, but mainly for deaths of natural causes. He says it is very uncommon for him to respond to 2 homicides and 2 suspicious deaths in such a short period of time. So it's a lot more to this article, but I'm not going to read it. The articles will be attached, but I wanted to make sure that I got this update out, and this story out. Unfortunately, John Fitzgerald Jones, the missing person story I did a few days ago, he was found, but he was found deceased. He was murdered by John Irwin Daniels. He was murdered by this guy here in a wheelchair, and I'm looking at this picture, and it seems like this dude, I'm not sure what is the extent to his injuries, but from looking at this wheelchair, I'm gonna assume he had help digging that little shallow grave, but we're gonna see. We're gonna wait and see. If anything else comes up or any other updates, I will be sharing it. I am your host, Jessica X. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and thanks for tuning in.